What's up guys, and welcome back again with another video of mine. And today I want to showcase all of you a deck profile of a monster type that I've used in the past, and I never looked at it again for what was it, almost 4 or 5 months now. So what I want to say about this deck is that I always wanted to play it in my own way, of course. So it's not the perfect build, the best build, or something like that. It's more like fun, most of the time fun and casual. It can break mild, unbreakable boards. Sorry. It's most times for fun and casual. So, but I just like to do these deck profiles. So, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to talk about my Cybers deck. I have completely redone this deck again, from the ground up again, just because. By starting with the extra deck instead of the main deck. With a Cybers deck, you want to pay firstly attention to your extra deck and what you want to play in it. Then build a deck around those cards. So, for example, if you want to play a full code token deck, but you just want to play certain specific code token monsters, you need to play also the right cards in your main deck, so you build essentially around your extra deck instead of your main deck. So that's what I have done. So with that out of the way, I will just showcase the cards. Then, well, it's not a showcase; it's more like the deck profile itself. So 3 Balance Lords. Balance Lord, best play starter in this deck. That's the card that you always want to see. 3 is all you need for Balance Lord. So, Balance Lord done on the right. Then 3 Clock Wyvern. It's your extra summon that you can do with Balance Lord, because Balance Lord lets you normal summon again in addition to your normal summon set. And when you normal summon Clock Wyvern, you can halve its attacks and / defense, get a token on the field for extra plays. So you can essentially go into your link 3 or otherwise 2 link 1s and go from there. So Clock Wyvern, it's just a great card. Then a little bit of a mathmech engine with addition, division, 2 sigmas, and then subtraction. Diameter, mathmech diameter isn't out yet, I think. If it is out, then I need to look. Then I need to search for it. So that's the thing. So all these cards just special summon essentially themselves. Mathmech division is the only one that can be special summon, but it hasn't an inherent special summon. That is, so addition, it just gives a Cybers monster you control, essentially a monster you control fires an attack, but you can't special summon for the rest. But you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Cybers monsters. So that doesn't matter in this deck because everything is Cybers. Division lets you special Cybers, one Cybers monster from, or does it, from your hand in graveyard. Sigma special summons itself if you control no cards in your extra monster zone, and subtraction is also an inherent special summon by subtracting bounced attack from a monster. And it doesn't need to be your own monsters, it can be your opponents, which is nice and neat. Then of course the 2 backup secretary on 2 is all you need. It's also an inherent special summon if you control a Cybers monster, so it's always live if you're drawn into backup secretary. One code generator for the Cold Talker place. It's essentially a little undeveloped transcode token. So code generator. I was happy to see it wasn't in the which set again? Which set was it? Tosh. Well, I don't remember where the abbreviation stood for. So code generator is just, it's not really a must-have, but I want to use code generator for the Cold Talker place. It's just for that, just to make easier link-free Cold Talker monsters. Or one, two sea archivers with one having a rarity bump. They special summon from your hand or graveyard if a monster is normal or special summoned to a zone of link monster points to. So Sea Archiver is just an extender, in a sense, a little bit like Backup Secretary. So Sea Archive is what you want to play. Then the one Widget Kit. Widget Kit isn't really needed anymore because you have so much extenders. So when this card is normal or special summons, you can special summon one Cybers monster from your hand in defense position. So it's an extension with an extension effect. It's fine. It's good enough for the deck. One Armored Bitron. Armored Bitron is just as also a special summon, but you need to have a special summon for a Cybers monster from your deck, except itself and its effects are negated. But you need to tribute this card. So if a link 3 or higher monster you control is destroyed by battle or not opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So it can special summon itself and then activate its other effect to special summon a Cybers monster from your deck, but by negating its effect. So it has something for it, and it's better than the normal monsters. I will say, it's just better than the normal monsters. So I'm a Bitron. One off. That's all you need. To catch Eve L2. It will special summon itself by reducing a level 3 or higher monster you control by 2 levels. And when you do, you can special summon this card. So also a special summon, an extender. Then one Cross Debug, which can be special summoned if you control 2 or more link monsters. One Prohibit Snake, which can recurse itself, which is fun, and it can bounce a monster your opponent battles with. So it's just a fun to use card, which can be I will say sort of like meta. Just discard in a Cybers deck. Prohibit Snake is it's not broken, but it's good. Then of course the stack reviver and the Dotscape. The Dotscaper, these two are always in a Cybers deck. They are essential. They just are extenders. That's all they are. That's all what they are used for. And the last microcoder, I just have one because it's expensive as fuck. And it lets you, of course, special summon. It lets you essentially summon a Cold Talker monster by using this card from your hand or field. And if it's used from the hand, it has an identical or almost identical effect as it will have when it is on a field. Whoa. Wording, grammar, mistakes, words, English. And the one Cybers Magician. Always the one Cybers Magician. One Carousel Link for the back row, or at least spells. Carousel Link lets you, what was it? Target one link monster on the field and move it to a main monster zone. It points to. So it essentially is a sort of like World Legacy God Dragon to move one of your link monsters to your main monster zone, which free ups, of course, your extra monster zone. That's just Castle Link 4, only for that. Then we have 2 Cyberso Cyclone to banish essentially a monster from to essentially destroy a monster by target one monster, destroy it, but you must banish one monster from your graveyard. That's the same link rating as that monster. So it's just essentially targeting destruction, and it's alright. It's alright. But you need to banish. Then if the original type of the monster was banished, was Cyrus, destroy one face-up card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. So it has essentially two destruction effects, and it's just fine. It's just fine. I won't say it's good, really good, but it's fine. Then the 3 Cyanide backdoors. Yes, backdoor instead of mining. Backdoor is a little bit better in my variant of the Cybers deck. It goes really well with what was it? Balance Lord. So this is one of the best cards in the whole deck to get your place, to get the cards that you need, that you want on your field. So yeah. Then of course 1 Cyanide codec also for the Code Talkers. So when you special summon a Code Talker monster, you can add from your extra deck. You can target one of those monsters when special summoned. Add a Cybers monster with the same attribute from your deck to your hand. But you cannot special summon from an extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Cybers monsters. And that's it. It's just essentially a whole attribute searcher in the deck. It's essentially just a monster searcher for whatever. It doesn't specifically say it needs to be a Cybers monster to be searched. It just needs to be. It just needs to have the same attributes as the Code Talker that you have summoned from the extra deck. The 1 Cyanide Fusion and the 1 Cyanide Ritual for the fusion and ritual plays that you are going to make in this with this variant of the deck. And the 1 Cyanide Universe to return essentially all your extra deck monsters or main deck monsters from the graveyard back into the decks. If this card is on the field destroyed by card effects, it's all monsters in the extra monster zones to the graveyard. So it's always also a destruction card for the extra monster zones, which not everybody uses. But it's still something, and it's always quite handy. Then for the last spells, 2 Mathmech Equation. It's just a special summon Mathmech from your graveyard and give it 1000 attack. It's all there is to it. Mathmech Equation. On to the traps. There are only 4 traps, so if I'm right, and if I'm right, this is a 42 card deck. So it's fine, it's not broken, it's not too much, it's just a fine number to use. So 1 Mathmech Super Factorial, well, naming. 1 Recorded Alive, Code Talkers of course, Mathmech Super is for your Synchro and XC Mathmech plays. 1 Sayuya Shackles for, what was it? Draw power, if I'm right? Yeah, for draw power. And the last but not least, Save Sound to essentially save one of your cards from being destroyed by a card effect from your opponent. So that's it for the main deck, and that's also it for the traps. On to the extra deck. The extra deck has changed a little bit, I will say. It's not that much, but it's something at least. Because I'm playing still 1 Diapex Chimera, 1 Cybers Clock Dragon for the fusions. For the synchros, 1 Mathmech Magma and 1 Mathmech Final Sigma. Those are the only two synchros. You have Cybers something for synchros, but I'm not using it. It's one. I just need one other Cybers synchro monster to be using the level 3 Cyber synchro monster. So it's why you do not see all of the rest of the synchros. The one prime manipulation for as a target for Math Super onto the links, because that was just one XC monster and it's all you need. One Link Disciple as a Link 1 for Link 2's backup supervisor, Clock Spartoy, Cybers Wicked, Cybers Witch, and Honeybot. That's it for the Link 1 and Link 2s, because Honeybot essentially gives you a reason to deny targeting monsters discard points to. And Cybers, if I'm right, Cybers Wicked had an effect of like the Cybers monsters discard points cannot be destroyed by card effects. So if you have Cybers Wicked essentially on your field and you have Honeybot like right here or something, and you have Cybers Quantum Dragon, which I need with Cybers Magician, then you have essentially a lock where your opponent can't battle you or target one of those, because you can only battle one of the two, because they have the exact the same wording for both of them in the effects. So you can't target both. Say something like you can't target this card by card effects. You can only target this card with card effects, and something like that, and something like your opponent must, if able, must attack this card. Your opponent can only attack this face-up card if you cannot, so something like that. So Cybers Quantum Dragon and Cybers Magician have the same effect in that sense, and if they are both in these fields, you have essentially an unbreakable board. Your opponent can't target both of them with card effects, so they can't essentially be destroyed by battle or card effects, like from here, cannot be destroyed by battle. They can also not be targeted by card effects. You can only how do you destroy them? Neither player can target monsters points to with card effects, and those monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So cannot be destroyed by battle. And this says what was it? This card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. So you can't even target them, and they can be destroyed by card effects. And they can even be destroyed by battle, and they have both an effect. Yeah, you can only attack one of the two. So if you have both on the field, your opponent can't even attack them or all your other monsters. They can't even target those two. They can still attack now, so they can't attack Honeybot or Wicked, but they can destroy them with cards such like Dark Hole or Raigeki, but the Cybers Quantum Dragon and Cybers Magician can't. But that's just a little interaction which I like and which I'm still using because it's a great combo. I'm just missing one card for it to work again, and that's Cybers Quantum Dragon. So still searching for it. I think if I'm right, it isn't that expensive, so in one of the upcoming weeks I will buy just one, and that's it. Onto the link 3 and higher. One decode Stalker, one detonates deleter, one encode Stalker, and one Fire Phoenix at Ignister. These 4 link free, because they are all link free. I do not play any link 4 at this moment. Decode and encode are the best. Code Talker monsters, of course. Detonate delete can literally delete any non-link monster, any non-link free or lower monster. That when this card battles a face-up monster that is not a link 3 or higher link monster, you can destroy that monster. So it even works on cards like Xyz, Synchro, Retro and others, because they are not link 3 or link 3 because they are not link 3 or higher monsters. And Fire Phoenix at Ignister can just put some damage on the field, and it can burn your opponent. It has also a very decent attack value, 23, like Code Talkers. Detonator later in the other hand is just 21, but it doesn't matter because some of the extra monster cards, some cards in extra deck can give the cards some extra attack boost, so it's not bad. Still using the same one-off token for this deck of the Seraphim token. Still using because it looks like a Cybersol monster. So still the same token. Then for the side deck, it's not that much. It's just a little side deck. Just one card for the main deck. It's Grid Sweeper. Specials itself when there is a face-up field spell. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, and with one link monster you control, destroy one non-targeting destruction, destroy one card your opponent controls. So it's a sort. Is it a sort of, if I'm right, it's essentially an out to Dragoon, but I'm not entirely sure. So one Grid Sweeper in the side deck, and with that, some 4 cards are not sleeved because I didn't have enough sleeves. So come at me. One Cyber's Reminder for your silent cards. One Link Kuribo for your for different Link 1 monster. One Clock Lizard for extra support of the link of the fusion monsters. One Security Dragon, which is essentially the first iteration of Prohibited Snake. Then we will have Update Jammer for its sweet effects. The other Dark Templar at Ignister for essentially a free summon. Essentially, Trigate Wizard, and I'm playing. Oh, wait a moment. So, one Link Mill Archfiend, because you play all the 4 different types. You play the Ritual, you play the Fusion, you play the Synchro, and you play the Exceed monsters. So Link Mill Archfiend is a possibility. And for the last but not least, side deck card is Topologic Bomber Dragon, just to put an end to boards. So that is it for the side deck. And with that out of the way, I hope you like this video, and if you do, smash that like button. Please consider subscribing down below. I have right about now over 100 subscribers. I know it's not much, but it's at least something. And if I'm right, only somewhere between 90 and 80% or something like that are not subscribed to this channel. So please consider subscribing, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye.